Hi, folks. This is John Matus, and I'm doing another TCM and Tip of the Week today. And I'd like to show you a little bit about how to use your instructor portal for the management of your instructors and basically just kind of keep everything nice and tidy when it comes to instructor information. So if you click here on training and you then click on instructors, you will find that it gives you your list of instructors listed here. I'm going to pick this John Matus guy and open up his little profile by hitting the pencil. It will list the instructor's information, as you can see here on the first line, first name, last name, instructor's address, including city, zip, state, and street address. It will allow you to put in any titles, and those will print on certain documents, so they're useful to have. It will allow you to store the instructor's cell phone number, which is critical if you're using the text messaging feature in our product where you're texting people automatically. You want to make sure that you have a text capable cell phone number in there. You can also store a home number or office number. You can store their email, which of course is important for doing direct communications by email, because TCM will allow you to automatically email people. You can enter the instructor's AHA ID number, their ASHI ID number, their Medic First Aid ID number, their EMS Safety Services ID, and of course their National Safety Council ID number as necessary. It will allow you to put some information about the instructor here, and this will go in private to you. Nobody gets to see that, so you can be as frank as necessary. Monitoring due is basically a field that will give you a sense of when they need to be looked at next in terms of their instructor certificates. You may just do this on expiration, which is perfectly reasonable. On the other hand, you may find that you need a little reminder. Web access password is the field that allows them to log into the instructor website. So as a quick aside, it's important for you to realize that they cannot get in without an instructor password. So for example, you may choose to put in something generic, or perhaps some kind of matrix, meaning last name plus 1, 2, 3, etc. On the other hand, if you were to wipe out this password, they would not be able to get in. Where this becomes important is in situations where the instructor has been excommunicated for whatever reason. Perhaps he's transferred out or has committed some kind of hard ethical infraction where you just need to have him go. You can wipe his web access password, hit the save button on top, and he will no longer be able to get into his web access with TCM and make any edits. One other field that's worthy of discussion here is our active status. If instructors are active versus inactive, active, of course, will get email confirmations when you select all the active pool. People who expire or transferred out should probably be labeled inactive by you. Then there's this miscellaneous field called active aligned elsewhere. This is a separate field for folks who perhaps teach for you periodically, but don't keep their training center, you as their primary training center. So perhaps they renew elsewhere, but just teach for you periodically. So you can assign them that status if that's helpful to you at all. So a quick word about the staff privileges. This is a common confusion point. It's an underutilized feature, but it's basically for training centers that hire people to do their own classes and would like people to self-staff. So for example, in TCM, you can assign an instructor, a class to have 3 instructors not needed. And the software will count down up to 3 instructors and then not allow a 4th instructor to self-assign. So people who are staff privileges, or who have those, are able to see something that other people are not. So I'm going to give you a quick example of that. I'm going to log in as John Matus. And I'm going to put in a web access password, one I was assigned. I'm going to sign in. So you'll notice here that there are various tabs, but this one is the one that interests me right now, this staff sign up. Staff sign up is basically the idea that you can go and look at this training center schedule and see all of the classes that are available. So in this particular demo software, I have 2 classes of ECSI CPR First Aid and 2 classes of BLS for healthcare providers. Now you'll notice that some are blue and some are red. The red ones have not met their necessary staffing. So in this particular class, I have 1 instructor assigned, but 3 instructors are necessary. So the class shows in red. On the other hand, on this class, I have 1 instructor assigned, but only 1 instructor showing as necessary. So I am fully staffed here, whereas I am not fully staffed here. So classes that are not fully staffed show in red, and classes that are fully staffed show in that dark bluish, grayish color. So I'm going to click here on the BLS for healthcare providers. And as you can see here, everyone, the second session on February 16th does not have enough people. There are 6 people necessary to teach, but only 2 are assigned. So I am able to take this course assignment. I am able to look over my information and then save. And you'll notice that I was assigned to the program. So now, if I go back to the staff sign-up, it will be, if I click the February, 3 people assigned. But apparently we need 6, so we're still kind of understaffed. But the point is that by virtue of having staff privileges, I can see this tab and sign myself up. So who is the instructor who should have staff privileges? The guy who you trust implicitly, the person who performs excellent work at all times, shows up on time, has great organizational skills, is a logistics-oriented person who will bring the mannequins and just do a terrific job that you don't have to worry about. Guys who probably should not have staff privileges, people who maybe have like limited showmanship, who possess limited organizational skills, who maybe don't show up on time all the time, people who you probably are okay with just helping out for skills but don't necessarily want leading the whole job. Those people, you should disable their staff privileges like I'm doing right now. Now watch the difference. When I go back and I log in without staff privileges being enabled on my account, real difference here, as I'm going to show you. Oh, no instructor sign up tab. So this person does not see the tab. That feature is, for all intents and purposes, invisible to them, and they're never aware that it exists. So once again, my advice to you folks is enable staff privileges on people who you trust, disable staff privileges for people who are probably not the performers that you would want in charge of a class all by themselves. Okay. One more feature that's worthy of note is this idea of linked files. So let me show you once again by opening and then clicking on the linked files button. Linked files lets you upload certain documents to the cloud that you want to keep with this instructor's profile. So I'm going to hit the upload button, and then I'm going to select a file off of my hard drive. I have this instructor's BLS instructor card scanned in. Okay. So I took the time to scan it and put it on my computer, and now I'm going to send it up to the cloud. And the way that I do this is actually very simple. I'm simply going to select the file for upload and then hit the upload button. Now you'll notice that BLS instructor card is now listed under this instructor's link files. I'm going to close it and go back into it so you can see it. And there it is. So if I were to double click on it, I could download from the cloud this instructor's BLS certificate at any point in time. Now, how is this helpful? Well, it's essentially a digital filing cabinet if you think about it. You could upload this instructor's instructor card, you could upload his or her monitoring forms, you could upload his or her skills sheets or written tests or instructor agreements or any of that documentation that is in your instructor folder that you hate to keep there. So it's a really, really great way of keeping all of these sort of super vital documents that you have on your instructors in one place. Let's say that this particular fellow pontificate decides that he is going to transfer out. You could very simply go here to your linked files. You could produce all of these documents that you have, print them, and off they go. Or even better, you could save them to your hard drive as a PDF or a document of whatever type, JPEG, and you can email all of those to the receiving training center and never waste a sheet of paper. So this is a really terrific way of keeping all of your documents close to the vest, easily available, and just ready to roll anytime that there is an administrative need. So that again was the instructor linked files feature. I hope this little tidbit has been helpful to you. Our stuff is at trainingcentermanager.com. Our product is Training Center Manager, TC Suite, and TC Suite with Web Services, which is the product I'm currently showing you. Once again, I hope this has been useful for you, and have a great day.